But this is our crazy looking skeleton plate. Look at that. That is nuts. And you can literally see me through it. Look. Ooh. What's good? What's good? Pretty excited for today's video. This TKL is a pretty banging keyboard, to be honest. Now, granted, I have built the board with all foams. I did it for a reel that we made over on Instagram. So today we're going to be checking out the board with no foams, which I know is something that everyone would love to see. This is the case. It comes in this really pretty case. I liked our logo on the front. It's got like this really nice silky top with more of like a canvas textured bottom. Nice case, nice package. Can't go wrong here so far. Let's go ahead and pop open this bad boy. All right, so inside we have a few different things, right? We have some different weights, which we can definitely change the weight today. Check it out, see how it looks. So we have our 3 different mounting solutions for this board, which I do love whenever a keyboard does have some different mounting solutions. I think that's great to have flexibility for the builder, for the consumer, to really dial in the sound, you know, to where they might want it to be. First off, we have these gasket strips that are pretty similar to how the DR70F was. They're pretty thick and it covers up the whole like gasket tab essentially. We have a gasket bean, which these will tend to be a little more bouncier, and these will just slot into kind of the PCB. You can kind of see those guys in there. And then we have top mount, which is pretty interesting. From my understanding, you use them in tandem with the gasket strips. You can see there's a hole there on the strip, and these, it acts as kind of like a, if you think about how the Mode Sonnet has the isolation top mount, I think that's kind of what it's for, because you screw the top mount screws through that isolation gasket. We also have our little wireless dongle here, pretty nice. And then we have a different weight option and different front accent. So I think this is like the gold kind of ripple that we have here, which looks pretty dope, to be honest. Yeah, it's pretty sick. Kind of see how that looks there. It has this really cool texture and wave to it. Very neat. And here is our sword, you know. And here's how that looks on the, isn't that nuts looking? Like, pretty neat, right? It's really unique, and it's almost like, if I could describe it, it's almost like a circular, kind of like a beaded look, but it has these like just different markings through it. It's really cool. I agree. It looks like something you would see like in a holographic design on a Pokemon card. Now let's get into the board. So like I said, I did already build this to take some pictures for them and stuff. The board's heavy, just so you know. Very thick weight on the board. Like, you know, I don't have exact numbers here, but this is heavier than the Kohaku. Now this is where we get into the next finish weight, or like accents. You see this here? So now you have this like magma looking kind of accents finish. Really cool. I mean, this thing looks crazy. I don't know what this is, but it looks awesome. I saw it whenever I opened up the thing, and it was already on here. This one was already installed, and I was like, how am I gonna want to take that off? Like, I really don't want to switch to the gold, to be honest, because this just looks so sick. Look at that. You know, I'm a sucker for this, and this is probably like my favorite thing in keyboards, but we've got our ball latch system on here. And you guys know I'm a little slut for my ball latch. So yeah, we will do a little sound demo of this with the current config I have, which is fully foamed up PE, the whole thing. So yeah, we have these switches today. These are like a metal bottom out on the stem and the bottom housing. You can see it right here on the pole. So this is how it sounds like in hand. Super loud, clacky bottom out, but with like a medium tactile bump. Buttery smooth though. Buttery smooth. Has the little like RGB diffuser thing. A pretty unique switch here today. I'm typically not a tactile fan, but I like these. We'll do a little sound demo with how this sounds right now. with the metallic pole switches. Let's hop into that initial first sound test here. It sounds so good. So you guys know I'm a little PE foam slut, and yeah, it sounds pretty amazing with the PE foam. I think this thing slaps. And for the price, I think I want to say that this configuration with like these accents was like $225, which isn't too bad. You know, we've got our side profile here, pretty classy, a little side profile, just box on wedge, has a bit of like a kind of edge here, all the way around the board too, by the way. So on the front, you have that same kind of piece. It's really pretty. So we can go ahead and get to the unbuilding part of this guy. We will go ahead and put our gasket strips back into here. So like I said, this is the catch ball mechanism. So you just pop it off, literally just like that, and you're in. And we are bound to a ribbon cable here. That's not the end of the world. Yeah, on the internal, we have this kind of a like sheet of foam. It's this really like porous looking foam here. I like how this one always looks, this style. And this is the internal. So on the inside, which is definitely the most dense part of the board, you have the bear here looking really cute, kind of engraved there on the bottom of the case. And you have a nice, pretty thick, you can kind of see the thickness right here by by that cable. Pretty thick little weight down here, and that's where your batteries would be hidden, or under here. The batteries don't move around. There's also these little guys here which keep the top and bottom, or the top case, from shifting around. Also, you have these little like alignment bumps on the top or on the bottom case too. Overall, very well thought out, in my opinion. Everything feels very, very like intentionally done. By the way, if you guys haven't already, go check out your Neko Coffee Co. merch. I opened a coffee brand called Neko Coffee Co. Currently drinking water, not coffee right now, because it's like 9 p.m. But you can get this, you can get some drip, get some merch. You know, we got the coffee hoodie, looking pretty rad. So yeah, go get yours. You know, it's been a little chilly. I'd appreciate it. And I hope you like it. It's very nice, thick, cozy little material. Let's get this guy unbuilt here. I went to the zoo today. They had like a dinosaur exhibit grand opening, and my son has been obsessed with dinosaurs lately, so it was pretty fun. I had a really good time, took a lot of photos. Also, after seeing the dinosaur exhibit today, I'm kind of inspired to make a dinosaur themed keycap set for like my son. So even if I just like get a one of one made or something, would still be cool to do. But this is our crazy looking skeleton plate. Look at that. That is nuts. And you can literally see me through it. Look. Ooh. I always like how crazy these look, but look how bendy that aluminum is. Do you see that? I think my Wuche Studio sets Entwined Flowers will be launching this week for group buy, which is pretty exciting. I've been working really hard on it, so hopefully we can have something pretty cool. All right, guys, here we go. We have our metal poles. We have no foams on the skeleton aluminum plate. Pretty classy little side profile. Nothing too nuts, but I like it. You know, I think it looks good. But this, like, it's smooth, like baby smooth, but it looks so cool to me. I don't know what it is, but anyway, here's the back. I like how they have there's like a slight like hexagon kind of around the USB. Kind of like that. It also does light up here. A little RGB action on the area right here. Oh my god. Really pretty RGB. Very well diffused. Subtle light leak actually. But it's because we don't have foams. I think that's what this is for. Right here. Probably. But that's okay. Let's see how it sounds. And guys, I'm just preparing you. This space bar is insane, actually. Bro, that shit slaps. I mean, that spacebar is insane, right? So this configuration, if I'm not mistaken, was 225 for what we've got here with this weight, because I think this was like a $30 add-on for the weight and accent. And with the skeleton plate with the beans, this thing is pretty soft to type on. It has some pretty soft, I would say it's flexible, so like where I'm pressing is where the flex is occurring, and it feels really cozy. So we'll swap back to the gasket strips now and see how much of a difference that makes in the sound profile. It's definitely not as like clacky on the spacebar. Okay, so now we will do the top mount, which we do that by removing our cable here, flipping this over, and we screw it in this way. Traditionally, chat, I'm not really a big top mount guy. I mean, granted, I do like ISO top mount on the Sonnet, so like maybe it'll be pretty good, but we're gonna find out. I'm surprised. So what this has done to me has really like evened out the sound. The sound is like super consistent now across the whole build. So this is top mount with no foams. I'm also vibing more with the tadpole, but I mean, this sounds pretty damn good. So all in all, my final thoughts, I think the TB8 from Tech Bear and Click Clack is absolutely incredible value for what you're getting. You're getting 3 really solid mounting styles. There was no negative, like none of these mounting styles sounded negative to me. Also, the boards felt really good in all configurations. Even top mount with the skeleton plate is still very like flexible, which is awesome. Yeah, sound is very full with no foams. With foams, sounds phenomenal. Without foam, sounds really good. I didn't really notice any hollowness with the no foam builds. The spacebar slapped in all of them. I would say if we're ranking the spacebar sound, and now this is like from a clacky sound, right? So it was clackiest with the beans and deepest at the top mount, which is kind of to be expected. Yeah, with the alu skeleton plate, board still sounds very lively, doesn't sound very flat, which is exciting. I knew that if I paired it with the 1.6 PCB that it should be pretty tops. Is it smoochable? 100%. The bear can have a kiss from the captain. Oh, it's so heavy as well, guys. Like for $225, this board feels so premium. Like, see this beautiful accent? And we'll give that weight a kiss too. You can see my lips. See that? Ooh. It's a good board, dude. I've got a lot of really good TKLs the month of February. Iki Guys, Albatross, the Gym 80, the Spider from Polyworks, the Loop from Mode, the TB8-TKL. 5 insanely good TKLs. I don't think you go wrong with any of them, honestly. For budget, for sure, this and the Newfie are like really good. Both did everything well. Every mounting style sounded great. Both boards looked really good. Visuals, I will give it a 7. I would have given it a 6, but due to that really dope accent and this really beautiful weight, I think that deserves a point. I would even go to an 8 just because of how beautiful those are. Design, I'll give it an 8. I'll give it an 8. The side profile is a little simple for me. That's the only thing that's holding it back, in my opinion. Sounded great. Sounded fantastic with foam. Sounded fantastic without foam. The sound changes depending on the mounting style, which is amazing for you to be able to dial in the sound exactly where you want. So in my opinion, the TB8-TKL will get a 10. It's marks. I think it's really solid. I didn't pick up any hollowness. Board sounds really full, really lively, really deep. The typing feel, to be honest, all of them did feel pretty stiff, even with no foams, even with the skeleton plate. Now it is flexy, like it is cushiony, a little soft, but it's not like bouncing, like something like the PT990 or the Spring or the AMFA. Like these are boards that are bouncing. This is probably a little softer than my Kohaku. So yeah, for typing feel, we'll go 6. Only because it's not that the typing feels bad, it's just that there's not really a flexibility in the range with the mounting systems. Now granted, I'm sure if you get like a PC plate or something like that, you're probably going to be bouncing a little bit more. You kind of would want your mounting styles to also provide some sort of difference in that typing feel and sound. You get it with the sound, not so much in the feel. I would say the softest was probably the beans for me. Overall, we're looking at an 8. I think that's a great ranking. Price is amazing, and it starts cheaper. The marbled effect accents are just like a luxury, you could say. The fact that you can kind of get the same sound and results without for cheaper, hey, that's a win. Really good board. Could not recommend it enough. Here's me and the board. I appreciate you, Click Clack, for letting me check it out, by the way. I appreciate all you guys being here as always. It means the absolute world to me to hang out with you guys. Thank you again for being here. Love you guys. All right, guys. Bye-bye now. Have a good night. Bye-bye. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. See ya. See ya. Bye. But I do like my little sword.